Hello everyone, this is Binsu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today what we are going to discuss is I actually need to do some analysis in Ansys, and the problem is I'm having a Solidworks file. So what I have opened over here, it's a Solidworks file. I have made a crane hook in Solidworks. Okay. So normally many of you have a confusion that if at all I apply material in Solidworks, then I don't need to apply it in Ansys. Okay, so let us check that. So let me just apply material to this model, the crane hook that I opened in front of my screen, and let us save it in the format that is accepted by Ansys, and let us try to open in Ansys and check whether the material that we have inserted using SolidWorks for this material, does it get replicated or not. Okay, so let us see. So how to add the material is we have to right click on material not specified, go to edit material, and the material which I need to add, I will just go to steel. I will say, for example, I will just select here stainless steel, click on apply and click on close. Okay, so you can see here the material is applied. Now in order to save this thing in a format that is accepted by Ansys, what I will do, I will go to file, click on save as, and I will just go to my desktop, just scroll till I see the desktop here. I'll go to desktop, and instead of saving it as a type, the default extension when you make any model in SolidWorks, it will save it as SLT-PRT. But since we are trying to open it in Ansys, we cannot save it in the same format. I will just click on step AP203, or else you can click on step AP20214. Okay, so click here. I will just go to options, click on options, make sure that solid or surface geometry is kept open. Okay, so that is okay. And now, so let us save it. So it's a step file. I will click on save. Okay, so we are saved in desktop. So if you go to file, open, and you can see here, so here this is my step file that I have saved, okay, in SolidWorks. Now this step file will be opening in Ansys. So remember one thing, we have saved it with the material properties. So let us see whether Ansys reads this material properties or not. Okay, so let's now go to Ansys Workbench and try to open this same model and see whether it is actually copying the material properties in the step file or not. Now I open the Ansys Workbench. Okay, so we will try to open that step file which we had saved in using SolidWorks. So before we do that, let us now open the, so here we see we have analysis systems which we will be using for doing different types of analysis, and we have component systems which you can see here. In component system, what I am going to do is I will select this mechanical model. So I will double click on this. When you double click, the mechanical model is basically appearing in your project schematic. Okay, now you see here the first cell is engineering data. So by default Ansys will already apply a material that is structural steel. Now in geometry, the second cell is geometry. So what we are going to do is I will right click here, right click over here, I will click on import geometry, I will go to browse, I will go to desktop, and yeah, so this was the step file that we had saved, right? So I will just select the step file, click on open. Now if you see the geometry cell is showing a green check, that means it is present. But let us see how does it look inside the workbench window. And we also need to see whether we had saved in SolidWorks using a particular material that was steel. Now let's see when we are opening here, does it open or not? Now, does it open with the material properties or not? That is what we are trying to see, because many people have this confusion. So let's resolve that out. I will just right click here once again on the geometry cell, click on edit geometry and design modeler. So now it will open the design modeler in Ansys Workbench. So it will take some time. It depends upon the processing speed that your system has. Okay, so now it has opened the design modeler. Now if you see here, towards my left side we have the tree outline. This has different planes. Now you see here something by the name import. Okay, so there is a yellow thunder symbol over here. Now what actually has happened is the thing has been imported, but it hasn't been yet generated here. So we have to first generate that. So just click on this generate icon. So what Ansys will do, it will start reading the step file. Yeah, there you go. So here this was the crane hook that we had basically seen in Solidworks. Okay. So now what I will do, the screen is slightly minimized. So let me just put these things in the other tab. Okay. So now it's okay, fine. Now it looks like a transparent body. So what I will do, I'll go to view, and so in view we can see it in, yeah, you can uncheck this frozen body transparency. Okay, it will display as a solid. Now another thing is, if you need to check whether the solid has been inserted or not, so what you can do, is you can basically go to sectioning. So we can do sectioning in Ansys. Okay, so how I am controlling this thing, I am just pressing the scroll. When you press the scroll, you can rotate the geometry. Okay, so I'll just make it to this orientation. Now here you see the sectioning, new section plane. So now I will select this, and let me just take a section. Let me just cut it. So I'll just left click. Just like how you draw a line, you have to just draw a line. Release your left mouse button, so it cuts it. Okay, so now you see it's a solid entity. For zooming, you have to just move your scroll in the upward direction. It will basically zoom it. So now it's a solid. So basically we have successfully imported a solid model, right? So now you can also see here it's a solid model that is being imported. So now I will just go back to the previous view that I had. So what I will do, I will just, if you come to the bottom over here, you can see something called as section planes. So you have to just click on this delete section plane. It will delete the section plane and it will bring back to the normal. Okay. Now let me just close this. I will just close the design modeler. What I will do, I will just go to file and I will click on close design modeler. Now it closes. Now if you see, what happens is, even though you made a step file, Ansys will only read the step file. It does not read the material properties. So that's the main problem. Okay. So in Ansys, when you're inserting it, irrespective what material you have assigned in Solidworks, when you convert it to step file, it never reads it. Okay. So I hope so that is clear. So you will have to insert the material separately in Ansys. Now here what Ansys has done, if you double click on engineering data, so this is my structural steel. So by default, anything you insert in Ansys, it will save it. It will give the material properties as structural steel. Okay. So I hope so it is clear. Those who had a doubt that, if I give material properties in Ansys and if I save it as a step file, then I don't need to give materials in Ansys. So that's not the case. If you save it in Ansys, when you open it in Ansys, it will just open the step file. It won't save the material properties. Okay. So I hope so this thing is clear to all the guys who are watching this video. I hope so the thing has made you clear, like how you can save a particular file in step file and how to import it in Ansys Workbench. So thank you for watching my video. If you do like the video, do like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you.